Welcome back, digital class, and now we're looking at place value and digit value. Now let's try to focus on what we have learned before now, and then we continue about the place value and digit value for decimal. Now, for example, if I were to start with this number 234, now we know this 4, the place value is what we call it as the ones. If it's 3, we know the place value is what we call it as the tens. And we know these 2, the place value is what we call it as the hundreds. Now, if you talk about digit value, then we know that this ones is actually 4, this tens is actually 30, and this hundreds is actually 200. And we can see very clearly, if you use 200 plus 30 plus 4, that gives you back the number 234. But since we are now talking about what? Decimal. So we are actually moving on to talk about what if there's a number 5, 6, 7 behind the dot. Then what do we call these numbers as? What is the place value and what is the digit value? Now, just a quick one. So we know this 5, if it's after the dot, we actually call it as 10 with the THS. 10. Okay, 10. So with the THS. Hey, teacher, I have a question. If this is 10, is this actually 100 with the THS? Yes, you are right. This is actually hundreds with the THS. And now I know for sure you know that this 7 will probably be the 1000 with the THS. Okay? Then now I know that you're kind of able to compare, oh teacher, this is tens, then this is tens. If this is hundreds, this will be hundreds. Then if I know if there's a number in front, that'll be 1000, then this will be thousands. But teacher, I have a question. Why is there no 1 with the THS? It's a very good question that probably some of you ask. But you need to understand that if I were to find out what is the what we call it as the digit value of this tens, it will be what? It will be 0.5. Correct, 0.5. Hundreds, we call it as 0.06. And if it's this 7, it will be 0.07. And if you look at this 0.5, it is actually what in fraction? This 0.5 is actually 5 over 10. And do you notice that this is the 10? This is 10, right? That's why this is actually 10. Do you notice this? Again, let me just highlight this for you. This is called tens because this is tens. The same thing, if you were to ask, teacher, why is this called 100 with the THS? Because 0.06 is actually 6 over 100. And this is the word 100 here. And thousands, the same thing, 7 over 1000. That's why this is 1000. Okay? Now let's move on and let's look at the notes that we actually have for here. So now we have 167.234. Again, the way we call this and name this is 0.234. We don't say 0.234. We say 0.234. And you know this is 2 is what? Tenths. We know this one well, we call it as hundreds with the THS. And this is called 1000 with THS. And this one, as you know, is called 0.2. This is 0.03. This is 0.004. And one good thing that, as probably some of you know, that is that let me just get you this. Is that if this is 10, right? This is 10, right? This is 10. This is actually 10. So do you notice that? If it's hundreds, it's actually 20. And these hundreds with the THS actually also have 20. And that's how you actually can kind of compare easily. Now, if I were to ask you, hey, what is the 1000 with the THS? You know immediately there's actually what? 30. So it's 0.001. If I say tens, you know it's 0.1. That's 10. Now let's look at this question. Quick check. How many thousand THS are there in 1/10 with the TH? So how many 0.001 in 0.1? So I mean, you can just use calculator that use 0.1 divide by 0.001 and you will find out it's actually 100. So that basically means that if you use 100 times 0.001, that will give you 0.1. Is it true? You can try. 100 means you need to move the 0 for how many times? 2 times. 1, 2. So the dot will be here. So it's 0.1. So the answer is 100. Okay? So that is basically the key idea of place value and digit value. And you have basically actually learned this back in P4. I'm just quickly revising this so that you are able to get into the real topics in P5 very quickly. Now just a quick check with one question. If they will ask you which digit in 36.54 is in the hundreds, again don't forget this TH place. We know, right? If we see this TH, we know it's the one behind. And we know that the first number after this dot is actually tens with the THS. And the next one will be hundreds. And you know that the digit that with this 100 THS place is 4. So the answer is 1. Option number 4. Okay, so that is basically how you continue and move on and settle and tackle all this question. Okay, so I think you are good with this, and I believe this actually is something simple to you, and please make sure you know how to do this. Okay, and that's it. We are done for this, and thank you. See you. Bye bye.